Do you believe the Chicago Bears will be competitive before it's time to pay Justin Fields? Do you believe that the Bears will be competitive before it's time to pay Justin Fields? And that's a serious question. Because when you look at it, right, if you're not, how do you know if he's the answer? How do you pay him if you don't believe that he's the answer? How do you with confidence give him that top quarterback contract if you don't believe he's the answer? And what the problem is, right? Then you put yourself in a situation where now you're paying somebody probably because there's not a better option. You put yourself in a situation where now you're paying somebody because there isn't a better option at quarterback. But I do believe that the Bears, how the Bears are going about it, will have them competitive at a minimum. I'm not saying Super Bowl champion, right? At this point, we're not talking Super Bowl champion. We're talking competitive. Remember where we are. We are third in the division. We're not talking Super Bowl champion. We've never been talking Super Bowl champion with this team, minus one season. Do you believe that the Chicago Bears can be competitive before it's time to pay Justin Fields? And I believe so. You know why? Because they're not just prioritizing doing everything that's going to make Justin great. They're prioritizing things that are going to make these Chicago Bears great. They're prioritizing things that are going to make not only just the offense better, but also the defense better. And I get there's a lot of people out here that are looking at this thing, right? And they're saying, hey, you know, we got you don't have weapons. You're drafting offensive line late in the game. Is this going to be a good team anytime soon? When you're drafting offensive line in the 6th and 7th round, or fifth, 6th, and 7th, I should say. Is this team going to be good anytime soon? But we've seen all pros go that late. Don't get draft position mixed up with how the player's career is going to go. Don't get draft position mixed up with how the player's career is going to go. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we had 3 all pros come out of the draft last year, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. And guess what? Where we've taken the swing and miss approach on quarterback and on wide receiver, for once we're taking the swing and miss approach on linemen. Guess what happens if Ryan Poles misses on a 7th round lineman? Oh, he was a 7th rounder. We didn't expect that to hit anyway. Guess what happens if Ryan Poles hits on a 7th round lineman? Now you're talking about your team in a whole different light as you head into a draft where you have a full slate of picks. If Dominique Robinson in the 5th round is a starting tackle for you, guess what? You feel good going into the next season where you've got a full slate of picks. If you figure out your position at the offensive line While heading into the next draft, guess what I don't have to draft in 2023? Offensive line. If the Bears come away from this draft with an answer at their tackle position, or even just going through the season, and all of a sudden you've got an answer. My bad, I said Dominique Robinson, didn't I? Braxton Jones, my bad. Braxton Jones is who I meant. You've got an answer in Braxton Jones, then guess what? Now you're going into the next offseason feeling good about this Bears team because Justin Fields is going to have time to stand up and deliver the football, no matter who the weapons are. This is the beginning. These are the growing pains. Unfortunately, Ryan Pace left your team in such a hole that you have no choice but to go through them. We left this season last year with 4 players that look like they can play the game of football. So I believe this is the beginning. I believe the Chicago Bears will be competitive before it's time to pay Justin Fields. Why? Because we're seeing a priority towards our quarterback, but we're also seeing a priority towards our team. We're not so focused for the first time, and I don't know how long, on building one thing. I mean, honestly, with the Bears, how often has it been, hey, are you going to be able to we got to build up the defensive line. We got to build up the defensive backs. We got to build up our safeties. We got to build up, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you drafted a quarter. In Ryan Pace's time here, he built up this defense. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't protect the dude that he wanted to move up to 2 to get. He didn't give the dude that he moved up to 2 to get an option or time. He got him weapons. Allen Robinson was a heck of a weapon. Darnell Mooney, good piece. Anthony Miller in his time when he was here, that first season and a half, could play football, right? He got him weapons. Didn't keep him off his back. Had him looking like he was on a corner on 35th. Maybe 79th. Couldn't keep him off his back. Weapons only go so far. And if you're going to be good, if this Bears team is going to be competitive, you have to talk about more than just, hey, did he get him a weapon to throw the ball to? You have to talk about, hey, how's Justin going to get short field? You have to talk about, hey, how are we going to put Justin in a position where instantly he has a at least shot to get the ball to somebody that can make a play? And even if the offensive line isn't what we hope it's going to be, because guess what? I don't know if Tevin Jenkins can play. I hope so. I think he can actually play football, but I don't know if Tevin Jenkins can stay healthy enough to play. I don't know if Larry Borom can play football consistently. I hope Lucas Patrick is a good offensive lineman. But if we're being honest about it, we don't know what this offensive line is going to be. So what's the weapon I go get for Justin? A weapon that I can throw to real quick and make in space. I'm not saying I'd have picked him there. I'd have loved to move back, but I don't know if he had a dance partner at that spot. At a minimum, where this Bears team is currently at, we're at a spot right now where guess what? We don't have the luxury to wait for our receiver to go get open. We don't have the luxury to wait for our receiver to use his big body to get in space. Because we don't know if our offensive line can play yet. That's a problem. So what does he do? He swings hard. Let's hope he hits one. But at least I know he's doing things. Ryan Poles is at a minimum doing things to try and make this team competitive this year and moving forward. It's definitely going to be it's going to be a grind, Bears fans. I feel like a lot of people came into this season or came into this draft feeling like, nah, we got it. We're fixing everything right here. This is how you fix the Chicago Bears right here. It sounds good. That sounds great. Is it realistic? Is it realistic to think that the Chicago Bears will be competitive this season? I hope so. But competitive and winning are two different things. Is it realistic to think that this Bears team is going to be a winning franchise this season? Come on now. A lot of pieces. A lot of pieces to go. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me early this morning, man. Well, it ain't that early. It's 11 o'clock. You should be up by now. Unless you're working a night shift like your boy be doing, man. By the way, make sure you guys tune in over on Locked On Bulls as well. We got new content over there as well. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, man, if you're sitting in here and watching the show right now, man, we got 6 people in here, man. Just go ahead and
push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
hit that like button, subscribe to the page, because we do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. We're going to have a ton of content dropping your way. Also, we're going to have videos dropping every day, Monday through Friday at least, at 5 p.m. So get in tune with that as well. Yesterday's video went kind of crazy. The breakdown on Jones Jr. up there, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for showing love.